What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Fantasy Couch podcast. It's been it's been a long week. It's been a long year. It's been a long 2 years. We're just gonna keep this short and light. But just posted this tweet. You sent me this pic. This is basically an image that sums up the game we just
Oh my
watched.
goodness. It
It,
is true.
it is. I mean, people are commenting on it on Twitter. They're saying he's number 68. Now he's 89. He's upside down. I don't know what's going on, but big boy offensive
Robert
lineman
Hunt.
for the
He made the best play of
Dolphins.
the game. I mean, that was literally the
Yeah,
best play of
it's
the game. He made a guy
definitely.
miss.
Yeah,
He reached out like John Elway to score the touchdown right over the goal line, as you can see. I mean, holy cow.
Dolphins. I mean, it's definitely most exciting play of the game.
Oh yeah,
Like
by
it's
far.
it's not so. People are just starting to catch on to this trend. By the way, Drew, the podcast has gone downhill. The
Oh,
video
what's
podcast ever since you did the Devi Drew
oh no.
segment. So next time we do Devi Drew, which is as you guys know, a Dynasty Talk, Devi Talk. You have to redeem. You have to get all our views back.
Yeah, that sounds like we have a lot of work cut out for us.
It's been the podcast was going decent until Debbie Drew was launched, and then
And then
it's
Debbie
it's been
downhill.
it's been Debbie downhill ever since. So
Kind of like Gaskin's game today, a little bit downhill. Oh man. And Gasecki owners, they're a little upset, like myself. 7 targets, 0 catches. That's pretty downhill.
it's just not even personally, like it's just frustrating. But what could be the worst fantasy combination this week? I'm thinking super flex. You start Jacoby and Gasecki, and
Oh
then
yeah,
kind of like
Gasecki's in your
Jacoby,
flex.
Gasecki. Is there another E we can add it there?
Yeah, you started Gaskin, I'm sure too. You forgot to start Robert Hunt. That's what you forgot to do.
So yeah, so I think that would be the ultimate. Well, Gaskin too, I guess, if you started him.
Yeah, he
I
had like
mean,
5.5 points in PPR. Not very well.
there's fantasy players were doing okay, just not the ones that we wanted. Really,
Yeah,
Mark
we had
Andrews saved it. That's about it. Other than Mark Andrews,
Marquis Brown had 13 targets, only like 6 catches, 37 yards. Disappointing.
yeah, this game was
Bateman showed
nuts.
up a little bit. He had, I think, 12
For
points.
his expectations, he did great. Yeah, for what if you
He's a
started
depth
him,
guy on your bench
you
probably at this
start
point.
like I'm starting Marvin Jones in one league, and that's probably like my worst flex in all my leagues, and that's kind of like that, just a flyer start. Like, hey, I'm gonna start Rashad Bateman. I don't really have much of a choice, and so for that, he did well. So what I want
When
to talk
Waddle,
about, there is
yeah,
there
when
is a
go
real
ahead.
trend here that people need to notice, and that's Myles Gaskin. He is balling out on even weeks. No, odd weeks. He's
Yeah,
balling out on odd weeks. He's cursed on even weeks. And just if you look at the stats, I have him up on the screen here, there is just no like denying it. He has not gone over a single digit fantasy points in full PPR on an even week. And so let me read the odd weeks for you. Just round it up: 13 fantasy points, 10, 32, 18, 16. Right? That's pretty good. Even weeks, this is how it's gonna go: 8, 0, 3, 8, 5. He
yeah,
just scored
just
five
not
and a
good.
half fantasy points this game. There is a very consistent. That's kind of like Matt Ryan, but even more consistent. Matt Ryan every other year, but every other week, Gaskins is balling out, and we need to start this man on an odd week. So in Throne League, so hopefully we start him next week, because I mean we've definitely benched him during all the odd weeks and started him during the even weeks. So
Well, their O line is bad. They're not blocking very well for him and even the other running back Ahmad. They're not getting any lanes, so it's just tough for him to get any yards. I mean, he catches the ball here and there, but you're right, on only the odd weeks.
Yeah, well, yeah, the thing that we like about Gaskin is everyone plays PPR. He gets 4 or 5 targets a game easily. Like he's easily the pass catching running back and the main running back on that team, and that usually amounts for quite a bit. And it's just not working out. It's just how fantasy's kind of going this year, basically. But yeah, I mean, this game was boring. I'm over it. How did Waddle do? He seemed pretty bad.
He had 60 yards receiving, I believe it was. I'll pull it up for you. It's 61 yards receiving on 4 catches. What is that? 10 points in PPR.
Just lightly disappointing. Not too bad.
Yeah, and then I wanted to see who the Dolphins play next week because obviously you got to start Gaskin next week. So it looks like they play the Jets.
It doesn't really matter who they play.
Fire them up.
It doesn't matter. His best game came against the Bucks, 31.9 fantasy points.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're firing up Gaskin. I don't think we have much of a choice.
Not at this point, right?
I did cover the Dalvin Cook situation. It's seeming, I would say things are kind of going his way. I did cover that in full detail. If you want to follow me on TikTok or Twitter, you can see that video there at Fantasy Couch. But let's move on. I'm tired of this game. Hopefully things will get better. I hate this game.
What about this guy?
Cam Newton is back with the Panthers. I think this really goes to show just how bad the Panthers quarterback room is. I traded away Tua in Dynasty for Sam Darnold. I regret it for sure.
And a couple picks, but yeah, you did.
Yeah, I mean, I got the better side as far as I got some picks and whatnot, but I definitely think I'm regretting that. But I mean, I guess what's good about that is right after I traded away Jacoby Brissett and I got a 2nd round pick for him.
That was an overpay, but you definitely capitalized on that.
Yeah, so at least I got my picks, and to be honest, I don't really care for Darnold or Tua.
Yeah, Sammy's done. I mean, I have a feeling he'll be on his 3rd team next year. I really think they'll move on.
Well, look, Cam is dumb, and he's not good. So it's not like Cam is like
the savior.
2015 Cam. Like this is so Cam.
They'll sign somebody, trade for somebody, maybe draft somebody. I just don't think Sammy's going to last.
So Cam on the Patriots, guys, he didn't get cut just because he wasn't vaxxed at that time. That's not it. Mac Jones was reportedly teaching Cam the playbook. And I think that goes to show that's a huge problem.
It's a red flag.
I mean, that's. Are you kidding me? Mac
Put
Jones.
The red flag emojis up, guys.
Mac Jones has been there for a month and a half, and Cam's been there for over a year. Like, are you kidding me?
Corey says Cam got 4.5 million guaranteed. That's not dumb. To counter your point.
That doesn't make any. Dumb people can get money too.
What were you saying? No, I'm sorry.
I'm saying he's dumb in terms of being a quarterback. So regardless, Cam is the best quarterback there for the Panthers at the moment. I just don't think he's a long-term solution or anything. And maybe Sam Darnold is going to be on his 3rd team. Maybe not. So maybe Sam Darnold does come back, and maybe next year we'll see. Like nothing's a guarantee here. But yeah, as of right now, Cam should be much better. He's basically like Sam Darnold and PJ Walker combined and a little bit better. That's what Cam is.
I mean, how soon do you think Cam gets on the field? Just because he's got to get up to speed, right?
Probably 1 week.
Okay. You think 1 week for Cam?
Yeah. So PJ Walker will start this week, and then I think next week Cam will probably start, depending on how big of a disaster this week goes for the Panthers. Panthers playing the Cardinals, I believe. Cardinals defense is projected to absolutely go off, help you win some leagues this week. So Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
What do you think? What do you think about the value for Cmac? I mean, how severely affected is it now, or do you think it's going to go up dramatically with Cam? Not dramatically, but from where it's at now.
I guess it's got to go. It's got to get better because that means more touchdowns potentially.
More drop offs too. I mean, he's probably going to
No,
have
not
more
not
feel for the
really.
offense.
No, I don't think that makes any difference. C-Mac seems to always go off as long as the
Okay.
quarterback is not absolutely terrible. So yeah, let's not overthink things when we get to this situation. Just think of in terms of how's the offense going to move. Is there going to be more touchdowns? And if Cam is an upgrade, that's a yes for
Yeah.
everything. So right now, I mean, the Panthers offense is like the worst in the league. It's looking so bad the
I was
last three
actually going
weeks.
to ask you about DJ Moore. What do you think about the wide receivers?
I
I
I
mean,
saw
Robbie
his
Anderson, DJ
I
Moore.
saw his question. That's why I just answered it. Like it's not. That's why don't overthink this. Like when
Got it.
when everything is crappy, when everything's at a standstill, all the players are gonna essentially be at a standstill. But when you're moving the offense, when you're scoring more touchdowns, that's better essentially for everybody. We like to have these narratives, and most of the time they don't work. Oh, he targets the tight end, or he does this. The only real detail with Cam is that we all know he's a goal line running back, and so he might vulture. But if the offense isn't moving with Darnold or PJ Walker anyway, that's not going to really matter. They're not even going to
Yeah.
get to that position. So,
Yeah.
but
I get you.
remember, guys, never forget Cam sucks. So don't let's not get too carried away. That's what I was saying before with Sam Darnold, but he looks so good the first 2-3 weeks. I was like, guys, let's not get carried away drafting. People's out here like, oh, Terrace Marshall Jr. He is such a great, sleeper this year. Oh my God, Robbie Anderson. I'm drafting him round 6. DJ Moore is my fit. I'm like, remember, I said this so many times. I'm like, guys, this isn't Peyton Manning. Like, how many receivers is this guy gonna support? It's still Sam Darnold.
Yeah. And
And
he
then
turned into Sam Darnold the last couple weeks.
it's been even worse than any of us thought. Yeah, it's he can't support one receiver.
Yeah.
Definitely can't support three. And I was like, yeah. And then C-Mac's gonna get like 7 targets a game, and he's the main part of the offense. The
Weapon.
offense runs through him. Like it's like I said, this is not Peyton Manning. I'm talking about 2013 Peyton Manning, where he threw 5,500 yards. Not 2015 Peyton Manning, where his triceps weren't working.
You want to move on to the next topic?
Next topic is something we have to discuss here. Odell Beckham goes
Fresh
to
out of IKEA.
Well, he goes to IKEA.
Well, yeah, he just picked up
He
his
goes
new
to
furniture,
IKEA.
right?
Yeah,
For his new apartment.
yeah, and his jersey at the same spot. Old meme here, dead meme, very dead meme here. But yeah, Odell Beckham, OBJ to LA. People are wondering how this is going to affect this and that. Now, to be quite frank, if you have Cooper Cup, don't care. You can't control what you can't control. So just don't care. Except if you're thinking about trading away Cup, then you have to really think about this. Otherwise, like, what are you going to do? Bench Cup?
No.
Stress, lose one night of sleep. What is this? What are we doing here? There's nothing you
No,
could
he's
do.
still the dominant wide receiver in terms of
Yes,
their offense.
like John Johnson the third or the third or the second or whoever he is on
He
the
plays on the
Browns said
Browns.
this offense runs through Cup is what he said, and it pretty much does. And if Cup drops off a little bit, that's still probably going to be good for being the best wide receiver or second best wide receiver. So it is what it is. Don't worry about it
You
unless
still
you're
got good
trading
value out
away
of Cup.
Cup. It's what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Now I think it's gonna affect Robert Woods more. So you put your hand a little bit closer to that panic button if you're a Robert Woods owner. I think it's going to affect Robert Woods a lot more because Odell Beckham, when he's coming in, he's going to require some targets. You don't want the same situation happening that happened in Cleveland. And this is just a wait and see. I'd love to just be like, oh, I think this is what Odell's going to do, this and that. But no one knows. What I do know is what I said. I think he's going to demand some targets. They're not going to bring him in just to have the same situation with Baker Mayfield, and Matthew Stafford is no Baker Mayfield. And I'm kind of happy to see the
Definitely not.
Browns offense looks amazing. without Odell. I don't know what it is, and I've actually watched a lot of film last year with Odell. I Odell looks good, and Baker and when Baker and Odell play, they don't look good. Baker doesn't look good, and I don't know what the issue was, but Odell was running routes well. He was open. And it's not just this year, it was last year too. I don't know what happened, but we know without Odell, the offense just looks smoother.
Oh
Everyone
yeah.
on the team gets 3 catches. Everyone, Jarvis gets 3 catches. Donovan People
Even
Jones gets
Hooper,
3
yeah.
catches. And Njoku,
Njoku.
Hooper, and then a
Yeah, they
random
spread around.
and then I mean, they're scoring touchdowns. They're moving the ball. The other team can't stop the run.
And Hunt's going to be back soon, hopefully. So that's going to help their
Yeah,
offense
he
out.
should.
Is my point.
My guess is like week 12 he'll be back, something
That's
like
not
that.
terrible.
Yeah, so that's in a couple weeks. Now this complete. I dropped Van Jefferson. I think
I saw that.
It's time to drop him now with
You
this
hit the
news.
panic button on that one.
Well, I mean the panic button
I
is
don't
really
blame you.
small. He's like my wide receivers. Whatever the last wide receiver on my team is, wide receiver 6 or 7. Yeah. So I wasn't even starting him this week, and trust me, I'm desperate for anybody this week.
Yeah, Odell's value, I think. I mean, it could definitely go up from here. I don't think it's going to go up that much though, and I think he'll get you, like you're saying, targets. He might average 5-6 targets a game, but he's not going to be, getting shares like Cup is, or I think even Woods will get. I think Woods will be right around 7 targets a game on average going forward too.
It's going to be pretty inconsistent. Remember, this defense is pretty good too.
That's another good point though. If they're off the field a lot because they're up,
or they don't need to throw in the fourth quarter.
Right. Good point. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. They're not passing the ball. Exactly. They're running.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that Woods is irrelevant, but yeah, I mean,
they might get their points in the first half and sit on it in the second half, is what you're saying.
It's technically the fourth quarter when you look at the analytics. So teams stop throwing the ball in the fourth quarter when they're just destroying the other team and have a huge lead. But I mean, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm just saying that there's a lot of weapons. There's Higbee. Van Jefferson is still gonna be in the game here and there, still get a couple targets here and there, and they'll throw the running back on rare occasion. And yeah, it's we'll just wait and see how Odell does. I think Odell's gonna be happy because Sean McVay, I think, is very smart. Even though Sean McVay's still a snake, he's a smart snake now. I've upgraded him. Same species, just a bigger just a bigger head, just a bigger brain.
So he's a cobra now instead of a python or something, or vice versa.
It's just got a big head. That's all. He's got in a good way. I'm giving him props. He's a smart snake. He got Odell. He pounced on this opportunity, no hesitation, great precision. Sold Odell Beckham like a salesman in 0.02 seconds.
Gone to the Packers.
Got him. I mean, if I was Odell, I'd rather go to the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, for ring chasing plus, Stafford's
I just would have rather went to the Rams. Yeah, it's like who knows where Rodgers is going. Like, come on.
Well, he's gone after this year. Odell's probably not going to resign there unless they have more cap room.
You never know.
You're right. It's possible. I think the cap goes up pretty big next year.
You never know. Yeah, I mean, it's a 1-year thing, but
the Rams are usually always close to the cap, is what I'm saying. So
yeah,
they'll need to make room somehow.
They have no cap space and no draft picks. That's the Rams for you. All right, guys, let's go to the sponsor this week, Monkey Knife Fight. Shout out to them. So here's my pick this week. All you got to do is go to Monkey Knife Fight. It's stupid simple to play. Daily fantasy sports, player props. Is this player good this week? Is this player bad this week? Essentially, that's all it is. So head on over to the link, and then we're going to go to new game. I'm going with this high-scoring game here. I'm going with the Vikings and the Chargers game. Yeah, Vikings, Chargers game. No, it's not San Diego.
Sorry.
Vikings, Chargers.
I still say Washington, and then
it's a high scoring game. We're going with the 2 workhorses here. Dalvin Cook, 85% chance to score a touchdown. Austin Eckler, 81% chance to score a touchdown. Believe it or not, it's 50-50 between these 4 wide receivers, Jefferson, Keenan Allen, Big Mike Williams, and Adam Thielen. And so I'm going with Jefferson. That's just what my gut says. I think they'll feed him a little bit more, give him some more targets. And so, by the way, this is the touchdown dance. You've picked 3 players you think will score touchdowns. And if you want to play it safe, set the goal to 1.5 touchdowns. So you need 2 or more. Or if you're risque like me, go for it all. I'm going for 2.5 is the goal. So I'm going for 3 touchdowns or more. I'm feeling great about this one. I'm only going to put in a $5 buy-in, and if I win, I'm going to get $20. What do you think? You think it's going to hit?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I think I read something too on the Discord today about Gary Kubiak talking about how he wants to feed Justin Jefferson more.
That was
Not that that's
me.
going to make yeah. So that maybe
Yeah.
that's another good point. I think is that if the offensive coordinator is saying that publicly, and I do believe Dalvin's going to ball out. I mean, he's always a top 3 running back when he's in the lineup,
Yeah.
potential wise.
He's going to ball out. So all you got to do, again, to play, just follow the link. Go to Monkey Night Fight. Go to New Game. It's the Vikings-Chargers game. Touchdown Dance. Use promo code COUCH. So with that, you're going to get free $5 game. You're going to get 100% deposit match up to $100. Follow the link. Use promo code COUCH. And that's right. So you could just play what I just did right there absolutely for free. Also really helps support the channel.
Let's move on to something else I know you wanted to cover today.
Oh yeah, and then we'll get to the fantasy questions if you guys have any right here in a second. So yeah, on the last live stream, we introduced my alter ego, Dark Brain, and somebody brought up I look like the Dark Kermit or Evil Kermit. I don't actually know the name of this meme. And so right there on the live stream, I used actual screenshots of the live stream to make a meme, and I made the meme. I photoshopped the meme on the live screen, so everything was 100% live, user generated content here.
It was great. You were like, your back was turned. You were trying to hit the button with your arm behind. It
It
was really
was
great. It was like,
hard.
yeah,
This
it
was
looked
not
challenging.
planned, but it looks great.
Let's move on to that. I want to show
here's the meme.
That looks pretty darn good, man.
That
For
looks
screenshots,
great.
for Photoshop on the spot.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, it's not necessarily the Photoshop job, but just also like,
No, I know what you
look
mean.
at Hoodie Brain. That's what they call it, dark brain or Hoodie Brain. I mean, look at he looks scary.
Those are some good looking beards, I have to say.
I mean, this is great. So not gonna say what it is. This is different topic, but Monday on the Discord, we're gonna have a competition. You're gonna definitely not want to miss that.
I know, I saw that in the Discord today, so I'm excited to see what that's all about.
Monday, we'll see what it is. We're gonna have a little competition on the Discord. If you guys are not on the Discord, hit me up. I'll get you a link, or let me know. Maybe Drew will provide a link for you guys.
I can drop
here.
a link for you guys
if they want it. Don't give it to
okay
them if they don't want it. So if you guys want a link to the Discord, let us know. It's a secret private Discord. All right. So if you guys have any fantasy questions, now is the time. Oh, don't worry about the time Monday. It won't be there. It's not something that has too many rules, and I mean it will start Monday, but I mean, yeah, don't worry about the time or anything. So
do you want to tell our Facebook user you gotta register for us to see what your name is?
Yeah, we don't know
your
your
Discord.
We don't know your name. What's your name on the Discord or Facebook? People still using Facebook, huh? Oh, here we go. We have a question.
So Amar, our friend from our Empire League, says redraft full PPR. He's got Zeke. He wants to trade him. Who would you be trying to get for him? Zeke, still pretty good running back.
I have the ideal guy.
You do?
Yes.
Let me hear it.
This is crazy just because I've actually answered this question today. Dalvin Cook.
Can you explain a little more about that?
Well, some people are scared that they think he's going to get suspended. So, there's not a better opportunity to help you win your league right now than to trade Zeke, get a significant upgrade. This is something people's mentals can handle. You
You
see
might
what
have
I
a
mean?
point.
Zeke for Dalvin, they're going to be able to. What's that? What's it called? Compartmentalize or like
Compartmental. Oh
or
no, I can't say it.
what? I don't even know if that's the right word, to be honest. But their brain is going to
Compartmentalize.
talk to them. They're going to convince themselves to do it. I'm trying to find like a word, like when a bad thing happens and you're like trying to, like, you're kind of in denial, but you talk your way into it or something. So you'd be like, all right, so Dalvin, I'm gonna get Dalvin. He's like, man, I don't want to do that, but Dalvin might miss games. I'm not really losing that much. I'm talking like the guy you're trading with here, your opponent, your trade partner.
Gotcha.
Man, I'm not losing that much. A workhorse for a workhorse, a RB1 for a RB1, second overall pick with a fifth overall pick in fantasy. That's not that big of a deal. All right, let's do it. It's looking good. Now, just imagine what Dalvin Cook's going to do this week against the Chargers. I mean, I think his ceiling is so high, right? Another guy I was thinking on Monkey Knife Roll, Jonathan Taylor, is actually the highest percentage chance out of any non-quarterback to score a touchdown this week, right? So he's actually favored, according to my extremely advanced machine learning algorithms and projections, to score multiple touchdowns, right? So he's got about a 51% chance to score multiple touchdowns against the Jags. So, I mean, which makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah,
like
makes
totally
perfect sense.
Game script, matchup, goal line carries, talent, right? I mean, like,
yeah, that's about all you need.
It's lined
That's
up.
everything you need.
I mean, usually if you got two out of those four, like, you're good. But
yeah.
So Zeke for Dalvin, I think there's really no other trade that I would even bring. I think that's the perfect trade.
What about a couple other names, though, that he could try for if they say no? What about a guy like Nick Chubb? Or even
who the heck would do that?
I mean,
who would trade Nick Chubb for Zeke? Do you know that Nick Chubb, number one running back last week, scored like 30 points? I had him in DFS. And
I know
all
what
my
you're
DFS
saying.
lineups. That's just no one's gonna do that. Like, which human would do that? No one's gonna do that.
You might have a point. I was just thinking
there's a reason why this guy wants to trade Zeke, because no one wants Zeke right now. Like, it's just that's what people's feeling. I know what the people's feeling. I don't. I don't. It doesn't.
On PPR.
The facts don't matter. What matters is what people think. I know. I have my ears to the Zeke stone. My ears to the Twitter stone. I'm in the Twitter sphere. I'm in the metaverse. I know what people's thinking, saying, doing, wanting.
Yeah, I
feeling.
just don't think Dalvin's realistic if, Chubb's not realistic. What about James
Dalvin? People are saying that Dalvin.
Yeah, they're not even investigating, though.
Okay, but does everyone know? You think people don't think with their emotion? I've done extensive research and put out content. Like, you think everyone knows that? You think everyone knows that line you just said?
No,
What'd you just say? What'd you just say? They're not even investigating. You think every Dalvin Cook owner right now knows that you just said that? No.
I mean, they should, but I get what you're saying.
Maybe, probably not even how. If they don't accept,
let us know if it works, Amari.
If they don't accept, then they don't accept.
Don't trade for anybody?
There's literally no trade I can come up with now that I know someone's going to accept, because I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to
happen. What about James Conner? Do you think he's going to run pretty well this last?
It's kind of silly. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
If people are giving up on his Zeke, they wouldn't want James Conner.
I don't know if I don't know if I want to recommend this guy to go get James Conner.
I hear you. I'm just giving you.
I respect the creativity though with Chase Edmonds out for
that's
high ankle
for the
sprain.
Next stretch of games. I mean, that's a high ankle.
Would you rather have
take all year?
James Conner?
I don't know. James Conner has the most touchdowns in the NFL this year, and Zeke's not really running as well as Tony Pollard in certain games, in certain plays.
No.
I mean, it's an argument to be had. What about DeAndre Swift?
Maybe that's a good package deal. Like, look, don't do that, but in a package deal as a plan B, in case you can't get Dalvin.
I'm giving plan Bs here.
You can upgrade two positions potentially if you trade away Zeke and another player. By the way, Zeke should have a good game script this week against the Falcons. Screams like a really good Zeke game. Like, Zeke has an extremely high floor. He's pretty solid as far as, coming close to a guarantee. So if you trade away Zeke and a wide receiver, and then for James Conner and a wide receiver,
my
that could be
gosh.
a huge win for
You're
you.
just so on top of it. Look at this. So you had something. You said Dalvin for
I'm
Zeke.
telling you, don't think I
Oh,
look
this
at
is
my
good. I'm
phone.
just
It's my
saying.
phone. My
I'm just
phone's like
saying.
filled up
Let
with
me read the
this. I know
comment
what the
for the
people's
for the
thinking.
for the listeners. So Smokey the Cat says, "Should I trade Dalvin for Zeke and T Higgins?" So he's thinking he's a Dalvin owner. He's going to get Zeke and T Higgins. Is that how you read this?
Yeah.
And then he says second trade would be Darrell Williams for Amari Cooper. So what do you think about these two trades? It's almost the same kind
So
of
the
question you
second
just
one's the
answered.
easiest. I always was taught this. And this is what people get taught is that we handle the easy ones first, right? So if you have two wounds, right? One wound, you always try to handle all right, let's handle this quick wound that we can get rid of, and then get this guy going, and then we'll handle the big wound. So the small one, Darrell Williams for Amari Cooper. This is the no-brainer. Go get Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper must start every. By the way, this should be a good game for Amari Cooper right here. Amari Cooper going against the Falcons. Go get him ASAP. Clyde Edwards-Helaire reportedly, I think a running backs coach, or I don't know, some coach on the Chiefs saying he looks great in practice, and I think that was from Wednesday.
Yeah,
So
he's designated to return a couple days ago. So they have the 21-day window to
he's
activate
probably
him.
coming back this week. So sell Darrell Williams, get Amari Cooper. Amazing. So now you got a guy that's going to actually play versus a guy who's not going to play. Now the other one, that's an even trade. Dalvin for Zeke and T Higgins. I like that one a lot because I like T Higgins a lot. I still wouldn't do it. I'm just I'm just going for Dalvin all the way. I think he's going to run angry. I think he's going to be a huge win. We're looking at these Vikings stats today in the Discord, and this Vikings team's pretty dang good.
Cousins isn't bad.
They're just overall stupid, as like they're calling the wrong plays. They're doing a
Losing
bunch
in
of
the
dumb
last
stuff.
minutes.
They're throwing to CJ Ham. Can you imagine having that squad healthy and throwing to CJ Ham?
Oh my gosh!
I mean, even Tyler Conklin is
I was
solid.
gonna say I'd rather throw it to Conklin over CJ Ham.
Nothing wrong with CJ Ham. He's not
Even
bad.
KJ Osborne is looking.
But imagine if you need a play like you have Dalvin Cook. Like Dalvin Cook's great pass catcher.
You have Thielen. That's like your
and then the guy who's getting neglected, Justin Jefferson. Like
ever since the touchdown against the Ravens, I guess he hasn't really got any deep targets.
So I prefer the Dalvin side, but this is an even trade. I love Higgins. I think Zeke is okay. And so I like, what did I say? I told the last guy trade away Zeke, get Dalvin. So now, if you got Zeke and Higgins, I mean, that does increase, the scales get about even right here, when you add T Higgins to the Zeke side. So that's a tough one. I mean, would you make that? What side do you like?
I think I'm going to go with the Higgins Zeke side. Because, I mean, it sounds like he needs those two guys. I'm sure we could ask him, but
I don't know.
if he's thinking about trading,
we don't want to make this bit longer. If you need a wide receiver, I'm not going to argue against that because Higgins is good. So
yeah, I mean, he wouldn't even bring this up if he didn't need it. So let's
people bring up stuff that he would bring it up. It happens all the time. But I mean, if that's in the same league and you're getting Amari Cooper, that solves your wide receiver problem,
right?
As
there
well.
You go.
So. Yeah.
So Brian has a question. He says, pick a receiver and a flex. So we have Cortland Sutton, Marvin Jones, or Nyheim Hines.
So we got to pick one.
Two. You got to pick two out of the three, but one of them is going to be a wide receiver, obviously, because there's two of them.
I guess we're gonna bench Hines.
No, you have to pick one wide receiver. Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah,
I read it the other way. I thought we had two.
See, this is the issue we're having here. I'm used to talking to a billion fantasy owners. See. You got to realize, like I'm like that meme, the meme where like it keeps getting stronger and stronger, and then it has laser eyes at the end. I mean, look at me, like all I need is lasers. Like I live in the metaverse, dude. Like these guys ask me, I live in here all day. My phone.
I mean, you're on your own shirt right now. I mean, it's true. I mean, if you just go like this, I mean,
I have on these X-Men Cyclops glasses. I have a Couch Fam hat. I have myself on my shirt. What do you think? my phone is always lukewarm with all these, DMs and comments coming in left and right. Like that's all that's coming in.
Sutton, Brian's follow-up question is Sutton due for a bounce back?
Unfortunately, no. I think that all three of your options are crap. But you just got to go with the lesser of three garbage cans, the lesser of three evils. So what? Well, I just want to look really good, just to double. I mean, we got, it's more of, this is more of a personal session, right? One-on-one therapy session. So we got
At
Hines,
this point,
we got Sutton, and who was the third one? Marvin
we
Jones.
had Marvin Jones.
Okay, yeah, I'm correct. Go ahead and bench Hines. Hopefully one of these wide receivers are naturally up and down position. Hopefully one of those wide receivers ball out for you this week. At least minimum one. Next question.
All right, so it says Tanjok says I traded OBJ and Kareem Hunt for Dalvin Cook. Did I win? Dude in my league panicked because of the news this week. There you go. So I pulled this question up because you had this point earlier.
Yeah, I think you did win. You got to realize, everyone has to realize this. Realize two things right now. You're probably going to lose your league. And two, don't be scared, because you can't control it. This is the two biggest mistakes, right? Usually in the beginning of
chances.
Usually in the beginning of the year, everyone's always going to win their league. They just assume that. I don't know why. It's weird. Couch Fam does this less, which is good because you guys are smart. Everyone's going to win their league in the beginning of the year. Right after week one, everyone panics and freaks out and makes stupid decisions. So don't fall into those traps, okay?
Don't do it.
And don't get my tone mixed up. I'm not like trying to purposely talk trash and bring everyone down. I'm trying to tell you what not to do. Not saying everyone does this at every turn. Like every chance you get, everyone's gonna. I'm just trying to help you not fall into these pitfalls. Pitfalls. What do you? I don't know what the
pitfalls is correct.
Pitfalls, yeah, or like when you fall in the sewer in a cartoon and your hat's still, and then your hat's still. Don't fall in the sewer. So what were we talking about here?
We were talking about this guy winning the Dalvin trade. And this is the actual.
Yeah. So don't get you're messing me up here. So I was talking about you probably didn't get that I was referring to this still. Okay, that's why. So I'm still talking about this question here.
Right. I just was the guy said you win by a mile.
Kareem Hunt for Dalvin Cook. Okay, so from what I just said, right? Two things. You're probably not gonna win, but don't be scared. You're still going for the win, right? Don't be scared of the bullets flying at you. You still run to your goal, still go for first place, still go for the trophy, go for the belt. So this is the epitome of that trade. I mean, you can write this on your trophy if you win. Don't be scared. This is a winner's move right here, or a loser's move. Win it all or lose hard. It's totally fine. That's what I just taught you. So you're new to tournaments and GPPs, Drew. I taught you that if you enter, let's say you enter a tournament 4 times or 2 times. Let's make it simple. If you enter a big GPP 2 times, ideally, I mean, your real goal, realistically, is to have one of them finish last and one of them to finish first. You either want to lose hard or win hard, because if you barely win, you're only winning a few bucks anyway. And in this case, I'm talking about a big tournament. In this case, I mean, no one wants to come in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Like, it doesn't matter. You only want first place. So this is the type of move that'll help you win. Now, as far as value, I think Dalvin Cook is a little bit better value. It's not totally lopsided trade. So I think Dalvin's little bit to significant, like it's a good amount more value. Kareem Hunt, OBJ, that's still not nothing. It's still something, but you're getting Dalvin Cook, who he really can be good. Now, I think the one way that this could absolutely crush it, the big old sledgehammer in the game.
I used to go
back to the amusement park. I used to work that game, the amusement park game with the hammer.
Oh, yeah.
But the way you're going to actually take that sledgehammer, hit it, and you're a big bald guy too. You're bald, you're huge, and you hit it, and then you break the game, and then like the fireworks come out, and it's like,
Hussein hands you a
And
stuffed
then
animal.
you take the stiffed animal. You take the stuffed animal from my hand. I'm just like looking like, oh my god, he broke the game. You just take it from me. The only way to get that is if you have Alexander Madison. So you did crush this trade. You did pretty good. I love it. But the only way you're gonna absolutely break the game and take the prize from me and go off, and everyone's like in awe, is if you have Alexander Madison. I think Dalvin Cook's going to be fine this year. I mean, he's just a little bit injury prone. So if you have Alexander Madison, that would be great. It would be ideal.
Well, he appreciates it. Let's go on into the Kelvion's question. He said, traded Amari and Jordan Howard for Brandon Cooks. So I guess he wants us to pick a side here, but what is your thoughts? Amari and Jordan Howard for Brandon Cooks? Is that
It's
it? Is that
opposite of a blockbuster trade is a lackluster trade. Somewhat of a lackluster trade. I mean, I don't think it really matters what side you're on. I guess I prefer the Amari side. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Which side do you prefer?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Amari. I think Brandon Cooks is okay here, but not on Amari style or not Amari level. Sorry, and I think Jordan Howard is taking over that backfield for the time being, so that's a little extra depth for your team. I wanted to pull up Sushane's question or comment. It said, Sushane says, in a good spot in one league, but need wide receiver help to take me over the top. Who should I target via trade? I have Godwin, Ayuk, Waddle, and T to give away. So he needs wide receiver help to take him over the top. But he has Godwin, Ayuk, Waddle, and T to give away in a trade, I'm assuming.
So you're trying to give, I guess you're trying to.
So he might be trying to package these two guys. So
we need clarification. So I need clarification.
Yeah, maybe a 2-for-1.
Well, let me talk.
Sorry.
We need clarification. So you're trying, just to be clear, you need to upgrade the quality at wide receiver, right? That's it. So we'll see what he says. We assume that's it.
Yeah, I assume you're right.
Yeah, we assume that's the case.
In the meantime, Smokey the Cat says, should I start Christian Kirk or I'm not sure which Wilson this would be.
He's talking about Captain Kirk.
Okay, so that is
Kirk Cousins
or Russell Wilson. I was thinking Christian Kirk, sorry. So I'm thinking wide receivers. What did the algorithm say?
Well, I mean, I know I'm starting. I'm not benching Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
It's just as simple as that. I'm not benching
even coming
Russell
off the injury. So Sushane comes back and says, yes, he's trying to upgrade wide receiver. So if we're trying to package these guys here for one talent, who do you think he should package for?
The sexiest name here is Jalen Waddle, according to what the kids are saying. I listened to them. So
who's the second? Would it be T or Godwin? I think Godwin, right?
Nah. So I mean, I would just say, well, it's gonna, it's more complicated than that. So I would trade away Waddle and package it and see if anybody wants Waddle, right? Because I'm not gonna waste my breath on if no one wants Waddle, who cares? So package Waddle and whatever, it doesn't really matter, but just package Waddle and another player or 3 players, and then try to get 1 good player, 2 good players for your 2 or 3 mediocre players. I think that's the best way. It's always ideal to trade away quantity for quality, but easier said than done. I could never really do it. I can't really think of a time where I've done it. It's really hard. But I always try every year. I'm always theoretically and just look at it's always better because what wins is studs. You want really what wins you league, right? A healthy Derrick Henry, Cooper Kupp, right? Tom Brady, Stafford, right? These are the guys that win you leagues. Everyone else is just oh man, I'm hoping I'm okay. Or like I was saying, Dalvin Cook, he might help.
Would you think CeeDee Lamb is a good target here? And then if maybe he is, who would you package with Waddle?
CeeDee Lamb is good. I think you get Amari Cooper for way cheaper.
Okay.
I think you can get him for free almost.
I'm trying to think of other guys he could try to go for. Maybe a Jamar Chase or Deebo Samuel, packaging 2 of these guys.
It's I don't really give advice like that because it doesn't it might not pan out. So
It's a worth a
It
shot, I
doesn't
guess.
matter. It's all about right. If you can get Devontae Adams, because he might be able to package a
That's a
running
good
back too.
one.
Once you package a running back, okay. Now, like if people respect, that's the thing. If your trade opponent has to respect running backs, okay, running backs are scarce. There's not really any of them. We're literally talking about James Conner going to be the best
Yeah.
running back. So it's like, yeah,
Give me James Conner for Dalvin Cook.
it's scarce.
Or for
It's
Zeke, sorry, for
yeah,
Zeke.
it's scarce. It's a scarce position. It's way it's officially become way more scarce than tight end. Like running with all these injuries and not knowing what's going to happen next. Dalvin Cook news happening, this happening.
Oh, Smokey the Cat's in a good spot. He said on the Dalvin and for Zeke and Higgins, he has Pollard and Madison on the bench. So he's good both ways because he has Madison already, and then he got Dalvin.
I have Pollard and Madison on the bench. That's great. That's awesome. So yeah, go get I
He
like
already did, it sounds like.
I like Dalvin's side though. I think if you have Dalvin and Madison, that's what I'm. Madison, I think's even better than Dalvin Cook if Dalvin gets hurt because he really doesn't split. Okay, I don't know. I just have that gut feeling like and it's happened. If Dalvin goes out, like I'm not worried at all. I feel like Madison with fresh legs. We're seeing kind of a theme this year. Fresh legs are killing it, right? Devontae Freeman, Adrian Peterson,
for one game,
Alexander
you
Madison. Yeah, but I'm just saying fresh legs are killing it right now. And they're looking, I'm not just talking about stats, but it's looking good. It means something this late. And we are playing an 18-week season. I think way back in the day, I think maybe 30 years ago, 40, 50 years ago. I don't know. I think the NFL was only 10 games or 11 games.
Something like that. I can look it up if you want.
10, 11 games, then 17 or 17 weeks. Now it's 18 weeks. Like this is real. Like it's a lot. And then I think boxings went down. It went from 15 rounds to like 12. I think that's what's crazy. 15-round boxing match.
That's
Oh my
insane.
god.
That's
Now,
wild.
now I have to watch like Jake Paul fight for like 3 rounds or something. What the boxing's totally fell. Used to be 15 rounds, dude. I think Muhammad Ali, 15 rounds, bro.
Okay. Do you want to hear it? So in 1982, sorry, that was a strike shortened year. Wow, it was actually like 14 games back in 1966. And then 1978 through 1989, there was 16 games in a season. But before that, so years before that, in 1947 to 1960, it was 12 games per season. And then 1961 to 1977, it was 14 games a season. So just a quick history lesson for you guys on that part.
Yeah, when someone throws out all those numbers, I don't get it.
But I'm sure only
I get
one person really cared to hear that.
I get the gist of it though. Yeah, so it's just but it is something
it's incrementally gone up. Yeah, I went kind of in a weird order there too. I could have read it perfectly, but yeah.
That's right. And I'm a huge proponent on Mark Ingram, top 10 running back this week. If Kamara's out, Kamara didn't practice Thursday. And when I do my rankings, look, I'm gonna miss on a lot of stuff. I think it's obvious, but also when a number one running back is down, when their backup is playing, I always say this, 80 to 90% of the time, that backup's gonna produce 80 to 90% of the production or better. And Ingram is just the same, right? Mark Ingram is going to get so much volume if Kamara is out, and I do think Kamara will be out. And I did that one. I think I ranked Alexander Madison the second best running back when they faced the Lions, and I mean he did not disappoint. People are like, "Wow, you're ranking Madison high." It's because of that. Like often we see the backup running back do very well. It's the narrative is strong. It's not 100%, but the narrative is strong. Like, oh, any running back can do this. Like, yeah, it doesn't work all the time, right? That's for sure. But a lot of times it does work. We've seen it with Madison, even seen a little bit with Mike Davis last year with the Panthers. And Mike Davis sucks. He's not even that good. So with the back that's at least decent, like Madison, that's great. And you know what? The biggest one would be the best one. Like this guy has potential to be RB1 some weeks. If anything were to happen to Zeke and Tony Pollard, would easily be like a top 4 running back in the league. Like that's how insane it would be. Just we saw it only once, and he did not disappoint. Tony Pollard went off 1 week last year, and he's been okay. Like on a per snap per carry basis, Tony Pollard's a baller.
Yeah, and just to go back, Kamara did miss his second practice in a row, so that's bad
Yeah,
news.
he didn't
for
practice Thursday, so I mean, if he misses
owners.
Friday, like it's like, dude, just rest him. Next
And
question.
then Brian says Pat
From
Freiermuth.
Twitch.
Yep,
Twitch
from
fam.
Twitch.
That's Twitch fam. We got 100 followers on Twitch. How many we're at now? 105 something. We hit 100 though. Very
not
proud.
bad, not bad. So yeah, he says Pat Freiermuth or TJ Hawkinson this week for his tight end.
This is tough. There's honestly no way to really predict this. I have Hawkinson ranked significantly ahead of Freiermuth. For me, I don't want to bench Hawkinson. I'm not doing it. But it's really close, man. And I'm just not benching Hawkinson. So I'm gonna go Hawkinson. Final answer.
I think that's a good answer. I'm going to go with Hawkinson too. Although Freiermuth had the 2 touchdowns last week, he's been promising on his way up. I think Hawkinson is still just, too raw of a talent to bench. There is a long question I don't think you want to read. And then we have, one question where it says, did you guys already talk about Cam and OBJ? We did. So just Chauncey, you should go back and watch the live stream. We did address OBJ and Cam Newton in the beginning.
Watch the replay or listen to the podcast.
Is there anything else you want to say on the way out?
Oh, let's go to the long question. Is it terrible?
No,
I don't even see it.
I'll even put his apology first. How about that? So sorry, too long. Facebook user says.
Hey, that's a self-aware.
At least
fella
he
right
said
there.
sorry.
That is very appreciative. Yeah, I like a self-aware.
That's how you
guy.
Get Brain to read a long question, guys. You have to apologize first or after, and I'll put the apology first. Okay. So he says, who's going to pop in Atlanta? Russell Gage, Zacchaeus, or Alonde Zacchaeus,
or do you think Zacchaeus?
Sorry, I'll let you pronounce those ones. And then, or do you see Sharp? Sharp is going to sleep on this defense. Atlanta is going to ball out. So I'm guessing he's asking, who do you think is going to pop out of those 3 wide receivers?
It's Gage. Gage is the number 1 receiver, and it's not even close, actually.
The other 2 are just hit and miss per week, right? I mean, it's just like whoever is going to.
Everyone's hit or miss. Like I'm not like. That's just how it is. Like and
Gage was hit and miss on his first game back. I believe you're right. He had no targets, I think, in his first game back.
And
but he played well.
And then he did okay. Here's the thing. And they're playing each other coincidentally. It's similar to the Cowboys, right? We see Schultz, we see Tony Pollard, we see Cedric Wilson. We see all these guys and Cooper, right? 2 games Cooper balls out, 2 games CeeDee Lamb balls out. Zeke has his games. I mean, even quarterbacks, Dak, Cooper Rush, like it's a lot of. So this Falcons team is exactly like that. Like, I mean, we got a gadget player who's a great running back and great wide receiver in Patterson. We got Mike Davis, who's essentially basically like me if I was a running back on that team. It's just going nowhere. And you have a bunch of names. Like you don't got or a bunch of no names. But Gage is clear cut the wide receiver 1, and I mean that's the guy. Like I'm not like it's not easy to predict, obviously, but out of those 3, it's easily Gage.
I agree. I mean, Gage is definitely the top talent on that wide receiving core without Ridley. So we have another long question. He didn't apologize in advance, but that's okay, right? So Regier Projection says, I was offered a trade, Devontae Adams and McKissick for Hunter Henry, Swift, and Tyler Lockett. Should I keep Adams or make the trade? Needs are running back, and I'm 4 and 5 on the year. Okay, it's a long question, but at least he's good information. And
none of that. Okay, let's concentrate on the trade. So Devontae, right. I'm just going to do 2 sides here, so don't even worry about who this person is. Devontae Adams and McKissick for Hunter Henry, Swift, and Tyler Lockett.
That's hard. He said his needs are running back, so we'll keep that in mind.
So, I mean, Swift, I think Swift pushes this trade in the right direction. The thing with McKissick is that you can't start him every week. That's the thing. He's inconsistent, game script dependent guy. And they just had a bye week. And so Antonio Gibson owners such as myself are very hopeful that he'll get back on track. Although we're tempering expectations because, Washington football team. Bad things always happen here in Washington. So I think you just got to go with Swift. And you said he needs running back, right?
Yeah, and he's 4-5 on the year, so he's got 5 losses. He definitely needs a win this week. I'm imagining is his thought process.
Regardless, you need Swift, like, because if you get McKissick, sounds like you're gonna be starting McKissick.
Yeah, and Hunter Henry's been solid. I mean, as the tight end one in New England, I heard Jonnu Smith is going to take some carries in the backfield this week if the 2 running backs can't go.
This is
for
how I
concussion
see this
protocol.
trade: Devontae Adams for Swift, and then you throwing in a little bit more on the Swift side just to make it a little
I
heavier.
agree.
Tyler
Yeah, Hunter
Lockett
and
is startable.
Lockett's
Hunter
nice
Henry is
with Russell
startable.
back. Yeah, with Russell
Yeah,
back, you figure
so
Lockett gets back into his rhythm.
yeah, so I definitely like the Swift side. I mean, we can't. That's the thing, man. I was just preaching about valuing running backs. Like, hey, if this guy values running backs like they should, and I do value running backs like I should because they are scarce. They're scarce. I mean, we're talking about McKissick in a trade. Like, this is, what's the equivalent of McKissick in terms of fantasy points? Like Marvin Jones. Like, what? Like, I mean,
Yeah, probably this season.
yeah. I mean, it's not like.
Not great, but decent, and
Yeah, that's a
has good
that's a
weeks,
waiver
has bad
guy.
weeks.
That's a
Yeah.
droppable guy. So it's like you got to respect running backs, and I think, and especially with Jamal Williams not practicing still, you really got to respect DeAndre Swift. Respect the scarcity.
Yeah, he adds that he has 3 tight ends already, but it's time to trade one of those, it sounds like. Or, I mean, Knox is pretty good. Freiermuth is pretty good. So he could make another trade and help maybe his running back core even more
Yeah,
if he makes this trade. Or get another
yeah.
wide receiver to kind of help replenish, I guess, some
But
depth. But Lockett's good.
by the way, everyone likes Dawson Knox, so you
Yeah, that
can
might
get
be
a
a good
lot. You can get a lot for
player to
Dawson
trade.
Knox. You need to trade after this trade. You definitely need to trade a tight end.
Yes, you may be looking for another depth piece or a guy who can even start maybe on a bye week, for example.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about this trade. He's gonna have to trade away a tight end or two and drop a couple players, or drop one player.
He might even be able to package Henry on the way out too, like take Henry in the trade and then sell him on the way out because he's pretty popular amongst guys right now. Yeah, I mean,
No
not
one likes
popular,
him.
but
No one likes
no.
him. That's why he's in
Okay,
this trade.
forget that, Ridgio. Forget that
But
comment.
people like Dawson Knox because he just popped on the scene all of a sudden.
And he plays for the Bills, right? So they got a great offense.
Yeah,
They think he's
Bills
gonna
is a hot team. Yeah,
contribute.
Bills are a hot team. Patriots are a depressing, like dark, Bill Belichick hoodie team.
Don't
They're
make me bring up the meme.
they bring up the meme. Yes, we'll end it on the meme. All right, guys, make sure you do follow me on social media at Fantasy Couch. Really helps support the couch. So what are we on? We're on TikTok. We're on Insta. We're on
Twitch.
Twitter. We're on Twitch, baby. Follow the Twitch. We got 2 YouTube channels. Fantasy Couch Podcast. Follow me on all that. It's absolutely free and it's probably the best way to help support. But if you do want to get in on the Monkey Knife Fight action, that helps greatly support as well. Shout out to our sponsors, Monkey Knife Fight. Follow the link below. Go check out Monkey Knife Fight. Use promo code Couch. You get free $5 play, and you'll also get 100% deposit match up to $100. Let's go get that W, baby. It's crunch time. Week 10 officially has launched and is underway.
Let's get it.
Peace out.